What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 5 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Wulfrik Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Wulfrik acquired the Sword of Torgal in a pretty epic quest battle that saw us face off against tons of knights, and led by the Green Knight and some Grail Knights as well. I suppose there were some peasants out there, but they're not worth mentioning. They should be used to it, but anyway, in addition to that, Malachi declared war on us, and we did promptly destroy him as, well, he had limited territories, and, well, the whole move was foolish, and we have moved up northward towards Crystal Spires, where we are, I believe, one army away from destroying the Demon Prince's faction. Now, unfortunately, I forgot exactly where that is, but what we can do is, yeah, we have the one ally. Great Orthodoxy, zoom to target. Here? No. Here, okay. So, yeah, that was the Divine Knight's son who was at Sjoktrekken before we took it and sailed up here. Alright, so what we'll need to do is get Throggy down here, and I guess move him to intercept. Go for it. I think it was a half star. Yeah, alright, okay, that's not, we don't care about that. Shouldn't be a concern. We'll move there with you as well. Oh, and on top of that, that'll block them off from getting to the Port of Secrets. Ooh, she has a Trickster's Helm. Don't care for the Crown of Command, but the Trickster's Helm could be nice if we manage to pick it up. It would be great indeed. Now, I did ask you guys a question, or pose a question to the comments last episode, and that was whether we should kill or vassalize Epidemius. Unfortunately, I don't think we got anything like a consensus. There were plenty fors and plenty againsts, and it looks like I have to make the executive decision on this one. Maybe I should have gone with a poll, but since it was only a one-day-long thing, I don't think there was time to get a proper one going, especially for those who haven't caught up to the current state of the campaign as yet, episode-wise. So, I think what we'll try to do is we'll see if we can vassalize Epidemius. If we can't, if he doesn't want to, then we'll destroy him. But if we can, then we can. Now, this will introduce the problem of Castalton most likely hating him and such, but I think we can overcome it. I don't think it'll be a major issue as long as we keep gifting them both territories and whatever other factions we vassalize, and we'll have them declare war on similar factions as well. There's also at least some precedent for Kislev. Kislev does have a bad tendency to have a lot of chaos corruption in certain places, and at the same time, working with at least somewhat neutral factions. Kislev had like a vampire queen for absolute ages, so... Okay, granted, I think they didn't know what vampires were, but nonetheless, like an openly vampire queen. And there are actually a ton of vampires in Kislev, for those unfamiliar with the lore. Which, to go on another tangent, I tend to rant about this a lot in my vampire playthroughs, and soon another one coming, so be prepared for a repeat of this rant. Vampiric corruption makes no sense, because if vampires corrupted everything around them, they wouldn't be able to hide all over the human population. There's tons of them in Kislev, there's tons of them in the southern realms, there's tons of them in the Empire, they're all over the place. Lamia's whole thing is to establish influence via this manner, and there's a lot of vampires in the nobility. I mean, obviously, compared to the number of humans, they're insignificant, but a lot, relatively speaking. It's not like there are a lot of vampires in the world, but you get what I'm saying here. And as for Norsca vassalizing these guys, I don't know. I think it's fine. Norsca isn't a monolith culturally. There's a lot of different tribes. Basically, the more northerly you go, the more insane the tribes get, but that's by virtue of their proximity to the Chaos Waste. The more southerly northern, or the more southern sort of Norscan tribes are your more Viking-like ones versus the absolutely gods driven insane ones all the way up north. Plus, they all like to say every northern tribe likes to like sort of make fun of every southern tribe. Like, the northern ones say, like, you're all cowards and soft like the nations to the south, and the next southern, the one in the next south says that the next southern ones, etc., etc., etc. Plus, speaking of Norskins working with other factions, we also have Skeggi. Skeggi trades with other factions. We've got lots of adventurers going to Skeggi from all over the world. Heck, Tyrion, the High Elves have hired Norskins from Skeggi during an expedition to Lustria. I don't remember what for, but yeah, so if Norskins and High Elves are willing to work together with the quote-unquote chaos-corrupted Norskins, I really don't see why they and Kislev and whatnot could not. Plus, I kind of like the idea of Wulfrik corrupting Castalton, convincing him that you will never get rid of chaos, but if chaos is brought to heel as a vassal of Wulfrik, that would be the way to avoid it ravaging the lands of Kislev, and obviously promising the safety of the motherland and its territories to Castalton as well. Anyway, let's actually get let's get started here. I derailed this with a lore round really quick this time around. I don't think we have anything to do, potentially. Doesn't look like it. Wulfrik has a level. I guess we could get him a level. Alright, let's start moving into Beast Slayers, give him a little bit of that missile strength, and we are going to use Norscan Whalers in his army after all, at least to some degree. Can't do it just with melee, so there's that. Then let's build building. Let's build some buildings. There we go, that's the one. And as usual, Beast Tamer, all the money buildings, Beast Tamer, Troll Fjord, Beast Tamer, and ooh, this just gave me another idea. Wait, okay, let's build the thing at the Tower of Crack, let's build another one of these here at the, whatever, Sarl Encampment. The new place, Giant Home Mountains. We're not going to build anything here right now because we have the commandment coming in next turn, but also Wulfrik has that new trait that allows him to build stuff for cheap, or at the very least build province and settlement capitals for cheap. So we'll use that, I guess we can use it next turn, to double up on the construction cost reduction. Yeah, funnily enough, it makes Wulfrik a fairly decent, sort of constructor lord, minus the fact that he should never be at home. But anyway, we'll pick a tech, and obviously Desolation of Kislev is the way to go, because we are looking to occupy Kislev and unlock the secrets of the ice relatively soon, and then we'll see what kind of plunder we have remaining after that. Not a lot of gold right now, admittedly. 854 coming in, and we could just more or less fix it up too. Also, you two, you're going to be moving to Wulfrik's army, and I guess we'll send Wulfrik around this way so we can meet with Slith Wallbreaker. Alright, I think that's good. We're too damaged to do any of the monster hunts. We picked a tech. Let's skip, and let's end the turn. Alright, and then we'll hunt down Divine Night Sun. What? Oh, Epidemius is going to attack Divine Night Sun. Okay, sure, why not? Auto-resolve. Free money. Free money. Epidemius' army got hurt, and actually our army got hurt a little bit as well, but yeah, sure, why not? Ooh, that also puts him beside us, so if the vassalage doesn't work, there's potential for just killing him off right there. That's not bad. And that should have been the last army of the Demon Prince, so we should be good to go to move wherever we can. Oh, I'd also like to check Boris. I fear that based on what happened last episode with him not liking us fighting the Ice Court, he's going to hate us now too much to be vassalized, but I'd still like to see. Ally mission successful, Legion of Chaos destroyed, free potion of speed, and there's that technology. Fertility rights, growth plus 20, income from all buildings minus 10% in where? Vard Camp? Alright, fine. Lose 50 gold, grow a lot more, that's fine. No complaints, no notes. Yeah, minus 113. Oh, and he doesn't like the actions against the Masters of Innovation either. Hey, they attacked us. Yeah, minus 127. I was wondering whether if we got the Howling Citadel, we might be able to vassalize him, but it's not likely. Minus 127, I don't see a single territory being worth that. So then, we have to ask ourselves about Epidemius. Now, minus 62. Port of Secrets is worth, nowhere near. Crystal Spires, 30. It's not bad. Okay, this is what we'll do. We'll give you the Port of Secrets. We can always take it back if it comes down to it. And we'll have you declare war on the Ice Court, which you will do, because you're not at war with anybody. And I guess we'll do a non-aggression pact. There's no need for military access because we're not going back there, and I would rather have the money. The idea here is that you can generally confederate or vassalize factions easier and confederate them easier when they're weaker. The way to make them weaker is to force them to declare war on a bunch of other factions, which we're going to try with the Ice Court. Go. I just realized something. No, wait. What we should also do is move Throg out of this territory so that he's not trespassing. We'll trespass in Boris's territory instead and raid it while we're at it. And, ooh, hello. Bastion Nightbane, you are part of the cool. Ain't that cool? In fact, Bastion Nightbane is the... He's the leader of the cool. Okay, now here's a question. Does Norscan Tribe Confederation take precedence over forced vassalage? Because I don't know. He's currently the vassal of Archaon because Archaon holds the seat of power over this tribe. If we defeat him, will he get confederated? Actually kind of an interesting question. But anyway, Throggy, I guess you're just going to stick around here at least for a little while. We can also... Man, I guess it depends on what we fight. I would like to get the replenished troops, though. But if we're fighting shortly, we may want to get another point in Burning Head or Kindle Flame or something like that. Oh wow, the Kindle Flame effect range is actually fairly short. Well, maybe not short, but not as big as I'd like. Nonetheless, get Kindle Flame. And we'll deal with the level ups. You, Morkaka, can go into Clan Mother. And I believe we're good. Alright, next up. Now we can try the Port of Secrets thing. But we're not trespassing. Port of Secrets to you, join war against the Ice Court, non-aggression pact, and money. Alright, good. Alright, now, minus 48, down from 60 or whatever. Crystal Spires, and minus 4. Oh, no, Epidemius. He has screwed me. He has screwed me, man. Damn. Okay, wait. What can we do about those? Potentially, we might be able to get rid of the Beast Tanner and do it that way. We can also collect the income here for a little bit. Alternatively, if we could get you to declare war on another faction... Oh, actually, you know what? If we wait a turn or 2 or 3 or 5... If this guy loses his army, he'll become weaker. Also, our relationship with him is climbing to 58. No, it might still be possible. Let's not jump the gun and attack him. I think we're okay, especially since we did an agreement with him now, which I should not have done, but it's too late, so we're going to try this method now. Alright, next up, Wulfrik. You're going to build the thing at Krakadrek, and I guess while you're here, you can build the first stash as well. Make some money. And you're going to go into March Stance, right to Sioktraken. Stay here to the little crossroads. Oh, there's no actual road coming from Krakadrek. Okay, fair enough. And then we will upgrade Sioktraken, and I guess since we're going to Lair of the Troll King, we can upgrade that next, hopefully next turn. Well, Frick, move up here. And then you two heroes, you're going to move up here to join Wulfrik's army as well. We should also keep an eye on other good types of heroes. I really want to find one that buffs skin wolves. I think also we've seen all the Balefiend / D-Rock buffs, and I'm not seeing any particularly crazy ones, so we can probably just pick whatever. Alright. Slith, stay where you are. I'd like for you to channel, but frankly it's not going to happen. Yeah, we're not going to upgrade Hell Pit. I mean, there's a decent likelihood that it gets attacked and taken over by these guys, so let's just not risk it. Pointless to waste the money if that's the case. Technology. Next, I believe we were going to go for Marauders of the West simply because we want Demise of Tilea in order to get the +5 income from post-battle loot. Although, the rest of this is completely useless. Leadership and missile resistance when fighting Tilea specifically. This is such an unlikely thing to happen, and it's such a niche upgrade. It's, well, it's probably why the global post-battle loot is offered. Next up, we got more money to make. If we have upgrades... Something to tier 2. Anything? Ah, there we go. We could upgrade the Bay of Blades as well, but I'm not sure that we have enough money. Plus, what we'll want to do is we'll want to recruit the, we will want to recruit the Icehorn Marauders and the Brutes of the Hound, the new regiments of renown that Wulfrik's unlocked, and ooh, by virtue of that, we may want to move the Cold Voider now to Throggy's army, especially since he's relatively nearby, so what we could do is probably get another temporary lord and then send him over. And just to ferry it. Yeah, that makes sense. Alrighty, let's check diplomacy. A little bit of admin to start off this episode. Sorry for those who don't like the admin, but, well, it hasn't gone on that long as yet anyway. Anyway, I do believe we're good. I'm very interested to see what the heck is going to go on over here. Ooh. What about you? Minus 29. Huh, might do it for a single, for a Scooby snack. If we take the Tower of Torment, there's a decent likelihood that we could force the vassalization of you as well. And I have, what about this? Minus, you gotta be kidding me, just like Epidemius? Okay, it's suspicious that they're both exactly -4. Maybe the game is doing this on purpose. I'm very sus, but anyway. We want a Marauder Chieftain devoted to each of the gods. And yeah, I think of all the comments, the ones that convinced me the most about trying to vassalize Epidemius was the fact that we are currently going through the Crow first for the additional growth and casualty or punishment rate, and to some degree armor. But the fact is, if the gaze of the Crow is upon us, it kind of makes sense to try to get a Nurglite faction on our side. Anyway, Lord not moved, unassigned skill points, building upgrade available. I do believe we're good to go once again, because we could assign your skill point. We have scouting. Laboratory does nothing. Onslaught will be a little bit helpful when attacking, but otherwise I think we're probably just going to go through... I'm going to say magical reserves and earthing. Final transmutation not going to be super useful here. At least not right now. Alright, we also have to think about... I feel like we should probably put Wulfrik back on the horse for now. If we keep him on the mammoth, he'll never get to attack anything again. We'll just sit up there all game. And that would be a disappointment, wouldn't it? But anyway, let's end the turn again. Let's proceed. If we get attacked anywhere, see what happens with Boris and co. We'll still keep an eye on his vassalization, but I don't see anything sort of undoing the damage done by attacking his friends, or actually getting attacked by his friends. We didn't start these wars, as odd as that may sound coming from a Norscan. But hey, once again. And what do we have here? Beast Sacrifice, Hero Recruit Rank +5? Oh man. We should make use of that. +5 for Femur Bale Fiends, and +5 for Skinwolf Werekin. Oh man, wait. Who do we need more of right now? Throg just got a Bale Fiend. Does he need another one? Do we need Bale Fiends following the Mirks around, or do the Mirks need Skinwolf Werekin? Frankly, the Skinwolf Werekin are fine as heroes, but as I recall, they don't do too much in the way of buffs. Well, actually, they do have one buff that's an area buff that's pretty solid. Oh, man. Which one do we pick? I think we got to go with Bale Fiends. The thing is, the Skinwolf Werekin are useful immediately upon recruitment, because they're going to immediately be able to be fighty. The Dirach, the Bale Fiends, need levels to actually be able to cast, therefore the levels are most likely more worthwhile on them. But anyway, let's give this a read. Your seers discover a pair of sacrificial altars with strange and unknown runes on them. One altar is shaped like a ravenous beast, the other is in the form of a peculiar reptilian creature. Both are ancient, and the power in them has slumbered for years untold. Both need blood to awaken them. But which altar should your seers sacrifice slaves upon? Reptilian altar. Alright. I really wish we had had that right before we got these two. The thing is, we paid money for them, so I'm disinclined to delete them. I suppose if we make a fire-focused army, we could get a couple of these with Balefire on top of having Lure of Fire. And then we make you like an Ancient Sorcerer or something and, you know, lean further into the whole fire thing. Seems like the way to go. But anyway, we have 5 turns of this, so we don't necessarily have to recruit right now, though I'm curious, where can... Berserk? No, never. Nothing that makes us rampage, it's a bad idea. Anyway... Boris sources I see is still down here with Tong? Yeah, Tong rebels. Okay. Minus 27. 28. Minus 4. I gotta be checking that every turn. And I guess we might as well check Epidemias as well. Still minus 48. Crystal Huh? I thought... Wait, did Crystal Spires become worth more? Well, I'm not complaining. Become vassal, yes. Alright, that worked out. We got you. We will take your money to become our vassal, and there we go. Epidemias. Sweet. Oh! He was down here. I didn't check. Okay, if anybody noticed, or I'm gonna have to go back over the video, he declared war on Ursan Revivalists, didn't he? Because we can still see his arrow moving down here. By going after Boris, he made his own faction weaker, and thereby caused us to be able to vassalize him. Oh, Epidemius, you done goofed. Anyway, how far can you guys go? Here and... a moment. And here, alright, so we're gonna move you here. And we just need to move Wulfrik in such a way that these two can enter his army. Something like that. Too far, maybe? Just go here. Alright, you and... oh. I forgot about the temporary lord thing. Alright, fine. Let's get one right now. We'll grab those units next turn. You, Marauder Chieftain. Witness Glory... I really wish Witness Glory was on Sirtha Ek. I'll use this guy, Lamon Dal with the Mammoth Helm as the fairy unit. Alright. You're gonna go here, we're gonna pop you into that army. That means the heroes can't join the army unless... wait. We'll move you, Slith. We'll have you grab... oh. Oh, damn it. Alright, fine. Wulfrik, go here. Transfer. We'll actually need to lose... wait, how many units will we need to lose? I mean, I guess we could wait for a turn to lose the Cold Voter. Let's just do... let's say the 2 Marauders for now. Like so. And we'll lose 2 more. You 2 can enter Wulfrik's army now. Mage first, I think. Honestly, I wouldn't even bother putting the Bale Fiend into Wulfrik's army if we didn't need the casualty replenishment. But alas, we do, and so we must. We do what we must because we can. Ah, there we go. And then you can move a teensy bit further, and then you can stick around. Alright, the rest of that looks good to me. Throggy. Yes, you're crossing into Boris's territory. Keep raiding for now, though. Everybody's raiding around here. Yeah. Looks like you'll need another turn to cross this, but that's fine. If we declare war on Archie, then we'll have to figure that out next turn. So you 2 go here. And we'll see about the Tower of Torment next turn, presumably. Then we have a new tech available. And, oh... you know what, let's save up for the demise of Tilea for that post-battle loot. Let's pick war tools from now for the leadership for Marauders. Not that it'll be something we really care about. And then we'll do the building. And then we're good to go. Lair of the Troll King. Yes, you're upgradable. Beautiful. Norse Moot. And we'll go for the Beast Tanner. And then we'll go for the Beast Tanner, or the precursor building. You're all at tier 2, you're all at tier 2, you're all at tier 2, Vanaheim Mountains, and you're good. We should upgrade the Bay of Blades, but we also need the money to get the Icehorn Marauders and the Brutes of the Hound, our new regiments of renown, so we're good. Diplomacy, then end the turn. And if we don't get a fight this turn, I'll just do the hunt, because, you know, we want to. Unassigned skill points, building upgrade available, and end turn. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, Epidemius, oh, he's probably headed down to fight the Ice Scourge. We actually don't really want him to capture any of their territories, so we'll have to watch out for that. I'm also wondering now, I did want to send Wulfrik up to duel Archaon. Or do we send Throg up there? The thing is, Throg is quite close up there. Rank gain Scorched. Who the heck is Scorched? Oh, you're Scorched, okay. Boris has moved away. Epidemius has set sail. You are on the wrong side of the lava river. What about you? Minus 27. Huh. Minus 09. Oh, we'd be able to do this right now if we declared war on both Boris and these guys. Oh, man. Oh, that's tempting. That is sorely tempting. I mean, I was gonna say we attack the Tower of Torment anyway to transfer it to him. Though I suppose we don't necessarily need to transfer it anymore. Ah, look, it's the Clan Ferret guys around here as well. Huh. Is this Boris's last territory? Minus 183. Yeah, okay, the vassalization is not gonna happen. Tallymen want us to attack the Ice Court people, which fair enough. Alright, let's start with this. Ooh, wait. No. Let's get to you, Demise of Talea, for the post-battle loot. Wulfrik, you are done in this territory. Minus this. You are going to transfer to Slith, the Cold Voider, and I guess one of the Marauder Hunters of Javelins. We probably don't need 5 in his army, even if they'd be useful for the hunts. Then we're going to move right to the edge of this territory and hope that Serena Catron doesn't have a full... Yeah, you can't reach us. Unless you're in march stance, might be able to. I wonder if they'd attack us. Well, I wouldn't mind. Anyway. Lamon Dal, you're going to go into march stance, you're going to grab these guys, you're going to go and transfer them to the Roggy. Like so. Can you go back into Lair of the Troll King? Yes, you can. Save a little bit of cash. 1688 to 1798. 100 gold. And then Sith Wallbreaker, move... Huh. Are you too far from Wulfrik? Kind concerning. Let's put you right here. There we go, that should be close enough. And while we're here, we can upgrade the Clan Enclave here for cheap. And I don't know whether we should build anything here, so for now at least, we probably won't. Minus 12? Yeah, no thanks. Alright, now. I mean, let's face it, we were eventually going to declare... Minus 1? Oh, right. What I was saying was we were eventually going to declare war on these guys anyway. I mean, they'd probably still do it for the Tower of Torment, but we could also at the same time probably do it for money. I'm just wondering, if we just do Boris, how much is this worth? Wait. Boris is worth 8.3. Warhost of the Apocalypse is worth 15. I'd prefer not to pay him the money, but at the same time, doing this right away would give us a vision of what's going on up here. I'm also worried about where Archaon's army is. Oh, but then we'd have to attack this guy. I wonder where he'd go. Oh, but this would be an opportunity to test out that thing. Maybe we should. Would we still be able to cross over to the Tower of Torment after we did this? I don't know. The questions. So many questions. But I think we do. We do. We want to have access to coronate units. Why not? Let's do it. 1445. Another vassal. There you go. And oh, look at that. He has some forces up here. And he's gonna take the Monolith of Festralong, but that's fine. It's a free occupy anyway. And then he can take the Burning Monolith. Alright. Now, Throggy, try to attack this. I'm curious if we can confederate this tribe by killing it. And he won't run. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely indeed. Throg, you're also out of mana, but you shouldn't need the mana to kill this guy. Go. Alrighty, here we go for carnage indeed, though carnage may not be one-sided this time around. For once, the choke point scenario or battlefield that we find ourselves in should actually be an advantage, at least to some degree, to the AI. The reason for this is that Throg's current army is at least partially reliant on getting around the enemy army and hitting them with our Fimir Stalkers, which you can't really do in a choke point. Now, that said, the enemy is blubbed up nicely, so Throg gets that copious vomit on copious numbers of units, and we get a nice burning head through them as well, dealing fairly decent damage right before our Marauders smash into their lines. Out here, we got our Fimir Stalkers, who were going to attempt to get around these guys. I was hoping that this blob of Marauders would actually attempt to flank us. Obviously, they shouldn't, in theory, know where our Fimir Stalkers are, but it looks like they're standing completely still, and so not much we can do about it. These guys are attempting to flank us, but the Marauders with great weapons will simply hit them in the flanks. Alrighty, here we go. Battle begins as Marauders once again face off against Marauders. Hopefully we won't be seeing too much more of the Marauder on Marauder action, as it's really quite difficult to tell them apart, as the color schemes are very similar, and obviously the unit types are identical. Anyway, Throg at least is very easy to spot right in the middle of that big old formation. A nice fireball moving through the enemy line, and a decent explosion for our trouble as well, so good job to our Dire Fiend there. Over in the background, we are starting to move the Fimir Stalkers and get a nice charge in with our Snow Leopard, and Snow Leopards I should say, and Ice Wolves allow the Fimir Stalkers to move on in, and then we can back out. But once again, I do think it's a decent sort of combination, maim and bleed, essentially doubling up and doing twice the damage over time. Not too bad of an idea. Anyway, all the Fimir Stalkers have made their way in, and since the enemy doesn't have access to, or rather hasn't built, Fimir themselves, and these guys are at least easy to tell apart from the Marauders. And the Ice Wolves quite easy to spot because regardless of the dark map, they are very nice and visible. Alright, well, these guys are all in the fight, though I do see some damage on our Fimir Stalkers already. The enemies have gotten themselves surrounded here by another couple of units of Fimir, as well as our great weapon Marauders, though everybody's kind of interfering with each other a little bit. It's still better, I think, with the enemy surrounded and constantly taking bleed damage on top of constantly taking morale damage from being attacked from every side. Out here, the main sort of portion of the enemy army has collapsed, and we're going to move in the Norsca Ice Wolves and the Snow Leopards to catch the units that are running in front, while Throg apparently runs down the enemy lord and steps over his corpse. And just gotta force these guys to rout at this point. The Marauder Hunters with Javelins should be a little bit easier than the Marauders, and so we'll start on charging them in a few seconds. Well, they did manage to bring down a fair few of those Ice Wolves, unfortunately. And in fact, this unit of Ice Wolves is down to half HP. Maybe if we do charge them, we probably shouldn't do that with those guys. Alrighty, and unlike the Marauder Hunters, the regular Marauders will book it on out of there, and thus the Ice Wolves can charge on in, and by the looks of it, have decent enough mass to send the Marauders flying. I guess if you think about it, or if you look at them, the Ice Wolves are pretty big. And an Ice Wolf that size can certainly bowl you over. Chaos steroids. Or now, with that, it looks like the last of the enemy Marauders are going to book it on out of there, getting some frame drops and wonky camera work, but, well, not much I can do about it here. Anyway, with that, the battle's ours, and we're going to do our best to chase off as many of the enemy units we can, and the combination of Frostbite from the Wolves and the Maim as well is very nice. Dropping the Marauder speed down to 14 when combined like that. At least useful when chasing. Not so much when fighting, perhaps, but certainly makes the chase quite easy. Alright, there we go. A solid fight, though. Little enough treasury as reward. We get additional treasury out of this, though we won't be fully healed, which is perhaps a danger to us. Nonetheless, we will sacrifice those captives. We need the cash. Good job to Throggy, though I do think that the choke point actually worked in the enemy's favor a little bit more here than perhaps we would have liked. Barbarian and Marauder Brute. We already have a Barbarian on you, don't we? I think we have one on Wulfrik too. Yeah, everybody gets a Barbarian. And I don't think these work on heroes. At the very least, I doubt it. But I guess we can transfer them to heroes for now, just in case. But I'm like 99.9% sure that they only work on lords. Even though heroes can carry them, which is odd. Why would heroes be able to carry them if they didn't work? But there's a lot of stuff like that in the game, so yeah. Ooh, also, another use for a Fimir Hammer, or finally, I should say, a use for the Fimir Hammer. Oh, probably could have given that Marauder's loot bag to Throg while he was raiding. Anyway, you can have the Fimir's Hammer. We now have 2 Wands of Jet. Why not? Turn them into something hopefully better. A Trickster Shard? Why not? You don't currently have the levels to be useful, but Throg... Oh, you have the Forbidden Rod. Right. Also, what level is Throg? He's level 10. 2 more and he's got King of the Trolls. We just need to get him some, well, trolls to be king of. I wonder, will Boris be able to reach the Tower of Torment from here if we attack it? Here's the thing. We attack it, we take damage, then he immediately attacks us with this army plus what's here. Does feel dangerous to me. Alternatively... we could, and while we can do this, we're gonna be so heavily damaged, and we'd have to kill off both Boris and what's here. But then, if we were at full health, we'd have to fight Boris with all this extra stuff. Either way, there's a lot of potential danger here. I bow only to the bear. But what choice do we have? We could try to ambush and allow this guy to back off. Where is he going right now? Probably, he's probably going to try to conquer Stormwrack Mount, eh? If we... wait, this isn't our territory anyway, so basically our option is to go into raiding camp, which would allow us to heal to full. Or to attack this, take damage, but at the same time get rid of these guys before Boris can move in to reinforce them. And thereafter go into ambush. And I do assume that he's going for Stormwrack Mount, but we weren't at war with him last turn and are now, so due to anti-player buys, there's a decent likelihood that it will go for us. I'm just worried that we'll take sufficient damage fighting this, that after the damage we've already taken, our army will effectively be non-viable after that. So I think maybe we'll want to cross the lava river, but do so next turn. Like so, and I mean, you could do the same. Well, actually, you can cross it right now if you wanted to. Decent likelihood that if Boris attacks us, we will get... Morkaka will be the one who gets attacked, and just in case, we should probably level him up. Clan Mother for you, and let's see, Ogre Blade, we don't have any armors that we could give you unless I'm misremembering. Oh, we can finally give that weapon strength plus 10 to our first Skin Wolf Werekin. What was your name? Vidimar... no, wait, not you. Jervis Elvison. Okay, you're much easier to remember. What do we have here? A bunch of Marauder Brutes. We're not really recruiting Marauders right now, and the rest of this, I believe, is fine. We'll give the loot bag, Marauder's loot bag, to Throg, so we can raid a little bit more. That's slightly increased the number, making us some cash. And Slave Chain, not helpful here, sort of anti-heroes. Would that be better than the Fimir Hammer? 1 strength plus 6 and bonus versus large. Versus just a straight-up melee attack and a significant... well, the melee damage reflection. You know what? I like that. Sort of anti-heroes for Throg. Keep the Power Stone, keep the Biting Blade until we can turn into something better, and the Potion of Speed I don't find particularly useful, but I guess we can give it to you to speed you up. Oh. Well, actually, if we fight Boris, maybe keep the Scroll of Airmar. Hold on to the Potion of Speed until we got something better out of it. Anyway, we need to build some stuff. But also not spend so much money that we can't get both of these at 4,700 next turn. So be careful, Ruinous. Okay, Ruinous, relax. Beast Tamer, Beast Tamer. And we could probably build one more if we have one. Which we do not. Alright, so then we're gonna go to diplomacy. Huh, Broken Axe wanted to be friends, isn't that cute? I'm not even sure why we're seeing them. And then nothing here. Ooh, Gormani tribe is quickly losing ground, but will regain the ground once we attack the Ice Court. Warhost of the Apocalypse nearly wants peace, funnily enough. It looks like their army probably got damaged fighting the Bloody Sword. Or Boris, but who knows. Man, Boris, you disappoint me. We could have been friends. But anyway, on the side, skill points. Yeah, you're fine. Skip, and turn. And let's see. Oh. He will attack us. Go figure. This is probably his best opportunity to do so. Close defeat and high casualties at that. We are damaged, and we got Boris and 2 units full of Warbear Riders to contend with, plus Throggy is coming in as a reinforcement as well, so it's all going to be quite interesting. Away we go. Alrighty, here we go. Boris Ursus stands against us, and we gotta appreciate the AI for not playing him as a coward and actually attacking us here. Probably the best opportunity he's going to get to knock out our armies, and Throg in particular, damaged as we are, and with Throg coming in as a reinforcement to Morkaka's army as well. Now, the enemy has reinforcements coming in of their own, and one part of their reinforcements is actually going to arrive on our side of the map. This is probably good for us as we've got choke points to protect us potentially. Same map that we fought the other Norscans on as well. So we can hopefully take advantage of it. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit until battle is joined. Just milling around a little bit, trying to force the enemy down here rather than up here where Throg is moving in. And by and large, it does look like it does work a little bit. There we go. We're on the field now. Throggy is going to move directly towards the enemy army. Same with our Bale Fiend. And just to see if we can't get a few casts off on the enemy. Starting with a little good old-fashioned vomit. Throg, you're supposed to vomit on cue, man. Close enough. Alrighty, and ooh, just as Throg vomits, the enemy fires back. They do lose about half of the HP off a unit of armored Cossars, but then they'll continue firing back on Throg, though I don't think he cares all that much, and due to his regeneration. The faster moving aspects of the reinforcements will head directly for the enemy reinforcements, and our more fragile units will charge the enemy's more fragile units. Snow Leopards and Ice Wolves working together very, very nicely, and both looking the part as well, with a little bit of help from those Norscan warhounds who overrun the enemy Cossars and Kossovite dervishes with ease, at least on the flank. The enemy summons its elemental bear as its, I don't know, motherlands, whatever. I don't remember the name of the ability, but once again, we're not super concerned about it as the javelins will just bring it down. Beautiful work as always from the Marauder Hunters. Our Fimir Bale Fiend, oh no, that's a Mirg, have made their way in and are leading the Fimir Stalkers to obliterate these reinforcements. And by the looks of it, are doing quite well. However, Boris's army is, well, still on the approach. It looks like he kind of screwed himself. He was waiting, by the looks of it, for the second portion of his reinforcements to arrive. Unfortunately, by doing that, and waiting for this column of extra units, it allowed us to destroy this portion of the reinforcements, which is probably not what he should have allowed. He should have probably moved in with them as soon as we started fighting. And ooh, Throg takes a big old volley from a bunch of units, losing about half of his HP, in fact more than half of his HP, and will keep on taking shots. He's gonna charge on in to start whacking. Oh, he's upset about the whole thing. Damn. He's gonna There we go, get a nice frost breath on the enemy. Gonna pop his healing potion as well. Combined with his regeneration, he should hopefully be okay as long as the enemy doesn't keep spamming their abilities. That said, we've got more units moving in down here. A Penumbral Pendulum comes down through the enemy Cossars and does decent damage to them, although the enemy Warbear Riders have engaged. Fortunately for us, once again, we do have our Javelineers ready to work on those Warbear Riders, though how effective they'll be against them, we shall have to wait and see. The Cossars with their special ranged weapon, I forgot what it's called, little mini blasting charges, will hit our Marauder Hunters with javelins, though fortunately it's not the kind of damage we can expect from Dwarven Miners, so we're at least relatively okay there. Nice big ol' whack from that Fimir's Maul, bringing down a few of the Warbear Riders, and it looks like between the Fimir, the Snow Leopards, and the Marauders with great axes, and the Warbear Riders are overrun. That said, speaking of being an overrun, it looks like Boris has made his way into the fray at last, and Throg is attempting to hold the line, leading a few units of Marauders and Fimir. However, this is probably going to be a few too many units for his contingent to hold, so we gotta get the other units back to reinforce the line here before they break, ideally. At the very least, Throg will mince a fair few amount of infantry, but Boris will charge him, and we do have to be careful about that particular contest. Boris has a pretty nice set of stats, after all. We're going to try to bring him down. All three of the Marauder Hunters with javelins will move forward and try to hose Boris down with the javelins aplenty. Though it does look like a fair few are going to sail on by, it does also look like a fair few are connecting with him. Surprisingly, though they are connecting, they're not really doing too much in the way of damage. At all, damn. And I'm not sure why, because his resistances are nothing crazy. 8 ward save, well, 17 physical resistance and 15% missile. Alright, so he's got about 40% resistance on him, which explains why they're not just obliterating him. But I don't know, I feel like we've destroyed a few giant monsters before that had as much missile resistance. Anyway, since Boris was taking little to no damage, we switched the Javelineers to chuck their spears at the Warbear Riders instead. Perhaps that'll be a slightly more sensible proposition, at least in terms of doing damage. And Boris will peel away from the rest of his forces to try to rush those Javelineers. We're going to charge him real quick with that Snow Leopard to slow him down, or snow him down, as you prefer, while Throg makes it back into the fray. Now, I don't know that Throg can defeat Boris one-on-one without a lot of buffs, and so we're going to send the 2 Snow Leopards and the Mirg to help out. That said, Boris calls upon his Zargard to join him in battle as well, and the contest will continue. Ooh, Throg has reached his healing cap at this point and continually takes damage. Boris has called his Warbear Riders to join the Zargard as well, and we're desperately trying to use our command squad to kill off Boris before we have to back off. And have to back off we will, as our melee line, at least over on this side, has been completely overrun now. We are trying to get our reinforcements that were destroying the enemy's reinforcements to go back up the hill, and the Javelineers are still firing, but we are basically out of melee troops that are available to help. That said, Boris has dropped to like 10% of his HP, so we no longer need to deal with him, and can thereby focus, or hopefully focus down, those Warbear Riders. But the Javelins can deal with that, so we're going to try to get Throg and the Snow Leopards out of there. Dibs on the band name. Maybe clear their way a little bit with the Penumbral Pendulum if we can. Certainly don't want our single entities dying. Alright, a few nice hits from those Javelins. Kossovite Dervishes and Kossar are still firing upon us. We just don't have the number of units necessary to deal with them at this point, though more units are still moving back from up on the hill. At least the Javelineers have been able to continue work for pretty much the entire battle. They've been absolute stars in this campaign, as they always are for Norsca. As Throg backs off, he's able to get another free vomit on the enemy and dish out at least a decent bit of of damage before heading right back into the fray. He's up to 100 kills and 24,000 damage, which is solid, and maybe he can bonk a few more of those bear riders. At least the ones that don't get felled by javelin spam. Alrighty, and how are we doing over in the background? The bounce power is only about 60% in our favor. Looks like a pretty tough battle. A few of our units have routed past the enemy army, but that might actually help out in terms of chasing. We are also shadowing Boris back here with our Norsca Ice Wolves rather than bringing him down simply so that he shattered or he doesn't come back as he is broken and not shattered, but we also don't want to directly kill him so that we get his defeat trait on multiple lords. Frankly, it's not a defeat trait that is particularly that would be particularly useful to Wulfrik, so we don't really care that Wulfrik won't be getting it. At least in my opinion. Anyway, enemy Zargard are still holding, getting a nice little contest with the Fimir, who are trying to move just past them, but the mass is preventing them from doing so. They'll get annoyed in a few seconds, I'm sure, and start fighting back as well. Besides, there are more important targets. There we go. Fimir is starting to attack these guys, and not a moment too late, I guess, as the enemy army will begin to shatter. Throg and the command squad are trying to hunt down the enemy witches now. There are two frost maidens here, fighting back to back, but I don't imagine they'll be able to hold against our monstrous command squad for too long, and they must be very confused with the snow leopards attacking them as well. I'd say it's a little bit of like on like in terms of units fighting, but the enemy doesn't have snow leopards, and perhaps to their detriment as well. Alright, down goes the Frost Maiden while the other one attempts to run away, and with the fall of the Snow Maidens, the battle is ours. Very, very close call by the looks of it. Look at our HP, all a sliver everywhere. Damn, this unit is it alive? Yeah, it's alive. 29 units remaining on it, even if it's like 10% of its HP. Ooh. Definitely a close call, but a pretty darn glorious fight, which is appropriate for Boris. Ooh, there we go, a Pyrrhic victory, and certainly a toughie. Everybody got very heavily damaged. We nearly lost several units, and just barely managed to pull that off. Boris was an absolute monster. I tried to focus him down with the javelins, who did very good damage as they usually do, outdoing all the marauders and even the Fimir as well, but all three of them focusing down, Boris barely did any damage to him whatsoever. Took Throg and the Fimir and both of the snow leopards to, well, heavily damage him enough, let's say. I'd like to think it was no mere mortal weapon that laid Boris low, but maybe seeing the snow leopards and the fact that they were on our side, maybe they reminded him of his daughter, Tsarina Katrin, and it was that dealt the decisive blow, and bid him to, I don't know, lay down his burden and sleep once again. And now I made myself sad. Anyway, let's sacrifice those captives, shall we? Well done once again, Throggy and Morkaka. And, actually I just realized something. Oh, hopefully the rebels don't take... Malice, what are you doing, man? Non-aggression pact ended, meaning he's likely to declare war on us in 10 turns. Rude. Very rude. But, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Archie. Wow, he's willing to offer us quite a bit of money for peace. Huh. I mean, I wanted to send Wulfrik after him. 4.7k. We could peace out with him. Give us some time to do some other stuff. Maybe kill off Clan Ferric and trade their territory to potentially the Chaos Dwarfs for vassalage. If they're willing to go for that sort of thing, especially since they don't like the rats. I'm tempted by this. Hopefully he doesn't take this territory. But yeah, why not? Let's go for it. 4.7k, we'll take it. It's only 10 turns, and we have to move Wulfrik around all over the place anyway, so I don't see why not. Let's see. Campaign movement range supervisor Red Dead defeated Boris, which gives that bonus leadership for kill or attacking. Did you kill off the rebels? Titchit? We were gonna take those. How dare you? And what is this? Corson? Why wouldn't you take the monolith of Festerlung? It was a free territory. AI, what are you doing? Why are you like this? Why he was right there? There's no one guarding the place. It was literally free territory in your province. AI, alright, Ally begins outpost construction. Great for AI, but good lord. Anyway, Berserker. Dragonborn raiders, income from raiding and income from sacking settlements. Dragonbone, not Dragonborn. That's fine, I guess. You can probably give that to Throg. Mountain Scout, hello. That's going to Wulfrik. Oh, or is it? Can these be given to lords? Where's Mountain Scout? What do we do to get this? Yes, they can. Ranked up under rank 10. I feel like we've done that many a time, but only now do we get the scout. And Demise of Tele. Okay, could have used that post-battle loot before the fight. And ooh, speaking of fight, I bet these guys will be willing to give Wulfrik a fight. Speaking of Wulfrik, lose the Varric Beast Tamer and gain the Mountain Scout. More movement range for Wulfrik. Beautiful. Stack all the movement range we can. Frankly, you don't need the Marauder Brute either, and so, like, are we gonna sack Prague? I mean, I was gonna trade it. It's worth quite a bit of sack value. It's tier 3, eh? So we take it down to tier 2. Yeah, because Dalton can rebuild it. He has the technology. Let's... What was that thing called? Dragonbone Raiders? Let's do that. And Wulfrik, this is for sacking settlements. Maybe we'll have to go through this after all. Alright, that makes sense. Anyway, here's the question. You're not going to be able to reach Boris. Damn, I was hoping to get the defeat trait on him, but now Titchit will most likely get it. Unless, I was about to say unless we kill Titchit, but that's not going to happen. I mean, it's not really one that we really need. It's great and all, especially for the Marauders, but it's nothing so crazy that... Dude. Why are you what are you doing, AI? Stop going down there. Oh, lord. Alrighty, anyway. Throggy, just go to the Tower of Torment. You gotta resolve this. Pyrrhic victory and half your army will die. Alright, looks like we'll be fighting that. Fine by me. Somewhat fine by me. Not fine by me. Why do we need to fight that? Anyway, let's see. You're gonna go in there, Throggy. Lamondal, you're gonna hit the Silk Tracken, and then you're going to move out here to transfer these things to Throg. I actually could have probably kept the reinforcements on Slith, but whatever, too late. Yeah, stay in the settlement. A little bit of free cash. Or a little bit of cash not wasted. Anyway, speaking of cash, about to spend some Icehorn Marauders and Brutes of the Hound. There we go. And Wulfrik on the Warhorse. You're a duelist. The Mammoth is cool. It's very cool, but it's not you, man. You don't even buff Mammoths. You do literally nothing for Mammoths, so why would you be riding the Mammoth? Okay, don't get me wrong, the Mammoth is awesome, and it minces infantry as well as allows him to kill enemy lords, but it's slow, it's a big target, and it isn't Wulfrik's thing. Anyway, Murkaka and Co. you're gonna fight in a second. We do have more techs, but no more plunder to spend it on. I think the next one was up here somewhere, yeah. Pillaging of the Lizardmen. We'll just need more actual plunder. For now, though, get that leadership. War tools. More tools, war tools. I wonder if taking the Tower of Torment would level us up to where we need to go. Also, You're at war with the disciples of Hashut. Oh, thank you. Once we find the disciples of Hashut, we should be able to join the war. Hopefully get these guys before they lose Karak Vlag. It's the one we care about. All the others are tier 2, so these are irrelevant-ish. And yeah, alright. Let's do a little building. See if we can't find any more tier 2s to upgrade to tier 3. And the rest of this looks okay. You look okay. Is it time to start finally upgrading those harbors? Ugh, they're so expensive, though. They do give us growth and money, though. I mean, we're Norsca. We should be upgrading all the harbors. These places could actually go for the growth buildings, rebuild them, or we could start spamming the offerings of slaughter everywhere. Income from post-battle loot, plus 2%. I mean, these things will grow relatively quickly. This gives us research rate and growth and plunder. This gives us money. We probably wanted more than growth. You know what? I think we're going to go Ring of Slaughter, or 2 Slaughter, whatever the heck it was. You're going to go for Cultist Camp. We will then build. I mean, all of these places need to have the military structures, so I guess we'll build a military structure here, or the structure as well. Shaman Sorcerer. Blessed Marauder Champion. So somebody said that that was this thing that was allowing us to build those? Blessed Marauder Champions. Oh, okay, fine. Wait, if this is a legendary unit, we're only allowed to build one of these, right? Huh. Well, it doesn't seem that strong. Oh, never mind. It's got self-heals. Yeah, but it's still a rampaging unit. Anyway, we'll see how well those can do later on. Do we need this right now? I think we do want it, but we don't need it right now. Let's say that. And then the same thing goes with you, as this particular military building does not actually give us any cash. Help it to you. I mean, we could build a offering of war here as well, even though, well, I guess for the post-battle loot. I don't want to build any more of the plunder buildings. Oh, funnily enough, you can build the unholy site to get more troll stuff. Alright, ignore that for now. Let's start building the ports, harbors, whatever. 1800. No way to reduce these, is there? I mean, if there is, we probably don't know what it is right now. So let's upgrade all the ports to tier 2. Get that little bit of extra cash flow from those. And then worry about other stuff later. Tier 2, and that's it. That's all we can afford. Wulfrik, tis time for you to fight again. I guess we're going to do a big fight here. And Morkaka will reinforce. Morkaka, do we want to give you anything? No Fimir Hammer, at least there's no need. Sacking settlements. Oh, you know what? Wulfrik. Oh man, I'm gonna forget right before the fight, aren't I? I'm 99% sure I'm gonna forget. I will try not to forget. We can increase the sack value of this by replacing the Berserker's Headband, but we should probably have the Berserker's Headband for you while you're in the middle of the fight. It'll power you up more. I mean, I suppose we could give it to... You know what? I'm going to forget. I'm 100% going to forget. Take the Slave Chain. We'll give the Berserker's Headband to this, this Wolfo here. Frankly, it could probably use the melee defense anyway. And it has a Berserker with it. Everything's coming up this guy. Potion of Speed. Alright, anything else? I think we should give you the Charmed Shield. I'm worried about you getting killed. Anyway, this is going to probably be another big battle. Now, it's a great Fightsless campaign already. Loving it. Alright, and I'm excited to see the Icehorn Marauders and the Brutes of the Hound as well. Go. Alright, valiant defeat. We've got lots and lots of enemies. I am, however, before fighting this, going to save or quick save this just in case. I've been feeling some frame losses from that previous fight with Throg. Sometimes that means the game will crash. Not seeing any stuttering pre-battle, but you never know. And I really, really wouldn't want to have to re-record everything. So, fight battle. Alrighty, here we go. Throg got himself a nice big fight against the Kislevites, so it's only fair that Wulfrik does as well. Not on his mammoth, but on his mount means he'll be fast enough to close the distance with the enemy army and hopefully get his spells off and on cooldown before they move on in as well. Now, it does look like the enemy will wait for their reinforcements, and as we attempt to close, they will use their upgraded Death Frost on us, and by the looks of it, we'll be able to do fairly decent damage. Alright, well, that's not so great for Wulfrik. Perhaps I should have moved in a few of the other heroes to take a few of those hits, especially as he has no spell resistance to speak of. But oh well, neither do those Streltsy and Kossars who get hit by the Sea Fang, and the Boydanov's Brawlers were a pretty good target for it. They did not lose a single unit, but shed about 75% of their HP. I definitely fear those blunderbusses of theirs, so we do have to be careful about them. Anyway, Wulfrik's gonna move on in. He just wants to close the distance enough so that he can use his Ice Dragon Scale or Frost Dragon Scale and activate that mini vortex. Doesn't do any crazy amount of damage, but hopefully it'll be, well, worthwhile, and putting it on cooldown is why we want to be here. Plus, he can whack away at least a few, or at a few of the enemy Streltsy over here before backing off. And we'll pop a Gehenna's Golden Hounds to leave the enemy Streltsy pretty much broken. Just the one Streltsy, mind you, but hey, every unit of Streltsy gone is a unit of Streltsy that can't be shooting our Mammoth. Alright, get the heck out of there, Wulfrik. That ice sheet is slowing it down to a mere 63 speed. Once you're out of it, you should be safe. And just keep on running out of there. You are down to about half HP because of that darn Death Frost, and it looks like at least a few of the enemies will want to follow you. And they're going to hit you with a Death Frost yet again, but we're going to punish the enemy hero this time for all that spam, and pop Hunter of Champions to prevent her from running and hopefully destroy her before she can move in. Alright, 14 seconds. Alright, Wulfrik should be able to hit hard enough to be able to bring the hero down. At least in theory. Alright, lots of repeat canned animations on this, but that's kind of the nature of fighting on horseback, unfortunately. Honestly, if it wasn't for the need to reposition Wulfrik, I'd probably leave him on foot just so that he gets a few more animations, but I think he'd be a little bit too slow on foot. I do like the sort of prancing thing that his mount does when he attacks, but I imagine that all Marauder lords do that sort of stuff. Alright, now also, 113, one more hit and it looks like the Frost Maiden will be done. Okay, apparently we missed that one. I know how you manage that, Wulfrik. Come on, dude, come on now. What's our melee defense at? It's at 11. It's at 11. On the bright side, though, by running over here, we can activate our whatchamacallit, Frost Scale yet again. Oh, come on now. I don't think he's actually missing so much as the issue is when you chase enemy units down. And due to the speed differences and the hitboxes, like lots of the times the hits don't actually connect. Anyway, the enemy reinforcements have arrived and are moving towards us. The bounce power in their favor just by virtue of the sheer number of units moving in. And I don't remember what confers Frostbite to Wulfrik. Is it the Frost Dragon Scale item? Contact Frostbite. That's from... I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether it's from that or not. I'm just wondering, because Serena Catrin confers Frostbite to the Lord that defeats her, but Frostbite isn't actually a particularly good trait to have on a melee unit. I mean, yeah, it allows you to chase, and that's fine, but Armor Sundering or Bleed or, I don't know, there's like a dozen different Bone Crusher, a dozen different contact effects which would be better. And then just being able to chase enemies down. I mean, clearly we still somehow, for some reason, struggled at chasing down that hero. And oh, damn. Crippling Curse, we're taking more damage, aren't we? Well, something's doing damage. Wulfrik's down to a mere, what, 25% of his HP? Not so great. And the battle hasn't yet begun, at least not the main battle, so and definitely have to watch out for that. It does look like he will manage to bring down... Yeah, lost a bit more HP. Looks like he will be able to bring down the enemy hag witch, however, and will similarly attempt to chase her down. If you can get that frostbite activation. Might actually be helpful here, huh? She's moving at 70 speed and he's in theory moving at 90. Huh. But he's not actually, is he? Otherwise he would have caught her much, much quicker than this. Strange. Okay, now he closes the distance, but huh. Well, not really. I wonder if there's an animation limitation to Wulfrik's unit in particular, because it does seem like he's moving slower than he should be. Could be an argument for mammothing him up. I'll think about it. He needs missile resistance if he wants to mammoth up, though. Anyway, the enemy main stack is now moving towards us. A boyar and a patriarch both run towards us and do get hit by plenty of javelins. And the patriarch pretty much immediately breaking. Which is great because we don't want him activating Tor's Battle Hymn, as it's a fairly nasty ability. The Boyar and the unit of armored Khazars here, now those are Zargard, are the ones to charge in. We ain't letting that Patriarch come back either, so we'll make sure to hit him with a few hundred javelins as he runs away. Very, very nice work, Javelineers, as always. Enemy tries to get around us with some Kossovite dervishes, but the Mir and the Bale Fiend can fight in melee just fine, casters though they may be. Very fragile unit of light cav like the Kossovite dervishes stand no chance against them. We've also deployed in a position where we are holding across this little waterway, and thus the enemy is slow getting to us, and we're having a couple of little other standoffs on the flanks where our Marauder Berserkers and the Special Berserkers and the Brutes of the Hound are fighting the enemy. And by the looks of it, the Brutes of the Hound will send the Boydanov's Brawlers backing off. Hardly surprising, as they probably don't want to deal with the Berserkers. And we got Great Axe Marauders here to, well, okay, they're fighting the Kislevite Warriors now, but they'll penetrate the armor of armored Khazars when they get to them. Looks like there's another enemy Frost Witch on the field. She's gonna pop the Hailstorm upon us, and that'll certainly do decent damage. On the bright side, though, the Berserkers are making mincemeat of the Khazars over in the trees here, who are unable to get too much range support due to the trees interfering. And so this is exactly where the Berserkers, and I suppose the Marauders with Great Axes, wish to fight. Alright, everybody's screaming. Let's see, balance power has shifted in our favor. A little volley into our Feral Mammoth as it tries to tear through the remaining Zargard while they are in by our blood and unbreakable for 30 seconds. But once again, sometimes it works for the enemy and sometimes it works against the enemy. Ooh, a hailstorm will come down. No, that's not a hailstorm, that's a Searing Doom that will come down on the enemy instead, I think in reprisal to an enemy hailstorm instead. And there we go. And there's that hailstorm coming down on our Marauder Hunters with the javelins. Wulfrik is unfortunately very heavily damaged now at 175 HP and is going to back off. He got hit by the Mordheim Beowulfs. And another weird thing, once again, he got caught by them. He has 90 movement speed, or had 90 movement speed before wounds or whatever it was slowed him down. And they ran at 70, and they were able to catch up to him and surround him. I think either there's something on the map that is secretly lowering move speeds, or if it's only affecting Wulfrik, perhaps his mount is hard limited to, like, I don't know, 70 speed or something. Which is a distinct possibility. It could be a legacy thing for the Norscans. And ooh, I forgot to take a look at the Icehorn Marauders before we started. Got that sort of blue color scheme, and that does make sense. They got solid stats with 100 armor, silver shield, 56, 49, and 62 damage, a lot of which is armor piercing. Very solid. Probably looking to keep those in Wulfrik's army, even as we add the Huskarls and Marauder Champions and Nilfhednar and whatever. Anyway, Javelin's coming in, gonna knock out the rest of these Streltsy, but all of the enemy were in by our blood, and as soon as it runs out, which is now, the battle will be ours. Very nice, very nice. Not quite as close as the Rogues battle, as we had very nice positioning here, much better than when we were forced into a fight as a reinforcement, but we still took damage on a bunch of units. Wulfrik in particular came so close to dying. I don't remember the last time I had a legendary lord survive with only 175 HP. I mean, he wouldn't have been dead, but still, damn close, damn close. Anyway, we gotta run down as many of the enemy units. Hopefully we can auto-resolve it, though I'm not super confident, considering Wulfrik's HP. I did earlier think that he should get that healing potion that we gave to Throg, and by the looks of it, we may want to do so. I mean, especially if we end up putting him on the Mammoth, then that would, well, doubly make sense, because it'll be worth more as a percentage of the massive amount of HP that he has on his Mammoth. Ooh, alrighty, another close victory, not perhaps Pyrrhic as with Throg, but still definitely a fight worth fighting. Wulfrik almost got killed by virtue of Death Frost spam and Curse of whatever from the Hag, which is a solid combination of damage to him, but at the cost of dishing out additional damage to the rest of our army. 49,000 damage and 355 kills on these Marauders with great weapons. Damn. 31k, 26k, lots and lots of big damage numbers on our Marauder lines, as the enemy outnumbered us fairly heavily, so they had lots to fight. Decent damage on our mage as well at 48k. Beast of Tashanar did well, and the Mammoth and the horses all did fine as well. Well, we can't heal up, so the only thing we can do is sacrifice those captives and keep on moving. Like so. I do have to wonder if Serena Catherine has a full stack out there, but, well, I guess we can't know. Wand of Jet, another Varag's Beast Tamer, and, okay, just out of curiosity. What was I gonna check? Oh, right, the Wand of Jet. We have, I mean, Power Stone is good, but I'm sitting in Lodestone. Funnily enough, could have been useful for Wulfrik in this particular battle. Go figure. Anyway, we will. Will we actually though? Wait, we can't move past you. If we auto-resolve this, Wulfrik still won't die? Beautiful. Do we trust it? Do we trust the auto-resolve? I guess we're going to trust it. Don't you screw us on this game. That's still alive. Alrighty, and then obviously we'll sack the place, because nearly 8k is quite a bit of cash. Income from sacking settlements, and the next time we do it, we'll get even more cash, and then we will occupy Prague for ourselves. Occupy. Well, actually not for ourselves, but for, hey, Mods of Savagery, Armored Skin Wolves, that'll help out. Our Skin Wolf Werekin can have somebody to lead, and somebody to love. Anyway, you two can move in here and sit outside of Prague. Prague will be transferred to these guys as soon as we're ready. Don't bother collecting the income here, and we'll go for the... well, the casualty replenishment rate probably wouldn't be super worth it. Prague territory isn't all that big either, so we probably won't get too much mileage out of anything else. I mean, I suppose if we take Volsgrad, we could sit right here and get the casualty replenishment bonus. Let's do that. Oh, actually, we could potentially also get the... Do we have a movement range bonus? Yeah, Venerate the 4. Alright, then we'll do that instead. We'll heal up decently. Anyway, folks, with that, I do believe we are pretty much out of time. And there is this little tiny battle at the Tower of Torment that the game won't auto-let... Huh. I thought it wasn't gonna auto-resolve it. Is it because it's the Pyrrhic victory? I'm just wondering whether we should manually fight this just because of the... decent sack value. Manually fight this just because Titchett is here, but it's just a bunch of clan rats and stuff. They're probably not going to be super threatening. Though Throggy not healing might be an issue. He also has no more movement range, meaning we have to occupy it, don't we? Wait, how did he actually completely run out of movement range? We should be able to adopt raiding if we have more Kaka take it, although will he move so far out of range? And then will he get attacked? I also still want to potentially kill out Boris. Pyrrhic victory, medium casualties. I kind of don't trust it. You know what? I'm going to fight this manually between the episodes just because I don't trust this, and it's kind of a waste of time right now. So, I'll fight this manually. Next time, we will proceed to taking back all the territory from the Ice Court that these idiots lost, and then hopefully moving on down to Kislev and unlocking ourselves that lovely Secrets of the Ice tech. Mostly out of this, I only care about the unit mass thing, but, well, a few other bonuses as well. Oh, would you look at that? Fecondites are nearby. Cute. How strong are they? 4 territories, they're not doing so bad. At least they're keeping the Empire off our backs for now, which will be nice. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I didn't notice this frickin' rogue army spawned right in the middle of our territory. I frickin' hate these things. Why are you here? And it always feels like they annoyingly spawn in the players' territories. Probably gonna lose a few territories before we can deal with you, because nobody's close enough to go over there, and also we kind of can't afford any units. So if we can get you to declare war on somebody somewhere. But anyway, that'll have to be a problem for next time. So stay tuned for more Wulfrik. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, especially to Threshold. All glory to the algorithm. Wait, did I say the Threshold thing this time? Well, whatever. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.